So if I talk about this entire portion, I've covered it in the form of series. So I hope you have already reviewed the previous classes. If you haven't, then go ahead and check it out. Now, once we're done with this, we will be moving towards the next modules as well. But before that, just let me know in the comment section if these are turning to be helpful for you. Along with that, please go ahead and like the session, and don't forget to subscribe the channel as well. Okay, everyone. So let's begin with the session, everyone. Uh, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about bank audit and inspection. What do you mean by audit, everyone? See, the point is that every business thinks that there is no fraud going on. Obviously, everybody feels that there's no fraud, but you need to keep on checking it now, because money can make anybody blind. So we need to see whether, if we are giving that particular authority to someone, whether that particular person is doing that particular task in the given way or not. Is he violating the laws of the organization, or is he involved in any kind of fraud or any of those things? There can be genuine mistakes as well. So we need to check it up now. So bank audit is what? When banks are reviewed whether the books of accounts of the banks are providing true and fair view or not. The most important element of auditing is whether it provides true and fair view. Okay, so that's what we define in terms of the bank audit and inspection. Okay, so considering this particular area, let's start with the question number 1. What is the primary role of audit according to the definition of an introduction to Indian government accounts and audit? Financial management, safeguard against extravagance, carelessness or fraud, market strategy, or personal management. According to you, what would be the answer in this case? What is the primary role of audit? If I talk about primary role now, they are never into an introduction to Indian government accounts and audit. When we are trying to provide this area, na, they are basically just trying to help the entire organization to report or highlight. They will not be doing anything else, but they are going to be the watchdog. An auditor is actually called a watchdog. What do you mean by watchdog, everyone? Watchdog means the one who will alert you. Ki nahi, there is something bad happening, there is something that requires your immediate attention. That is how we define the term watchdog. While when we talk about bloodhounds, they are like, as soon as they find the particular person who is involved in crime, they will run after him and maybe kill him even. So that's the difference. An auditor is a watchdog, not a bloodhound. They are not going to chase after the particular people who are going to fraud. They are going to report it. Okay, there is a particular thing which is going on and which is not good for the organization, and so thing has happened. So they are just sorted about this. Then in India, the Companies Act 2013 deals with the various aspects related to the auditors. Which of the following is not covered under Chapter 10 of the Companies Act 2013? Appointment of auditors, powers and duties of auditors, taxation guidelines for companies, or auditing standards. When we talk about the Companies Act, it does not cover taxation guidelines for companies. Why? Because this is covered under in the Income Tax Act 1961. Okay. When we talk about companies, companies are ruled by the Companies Act 2013. Basically, it was something which was developed in 1956 and then recently amended in 2012-13. So that came up with Companies Act 2013. Along with this, there are other specific laws as well which are applicable on these organizations, but taxation is strictly covered under Income Tax Act 1961. Right? So in this case, the correct answer is going to be the taxation guidelines, as it is covered under Income Tax Act. What is the significance of the computer aided audit techniques in the audit process, everyone? How is CAAT so important for the organization? Now, most of the organizations have started opting for CAAT, everyone. Why is CAAT so important? Number one, they replace the auditors in the audit process. They process data of audit sequence and improve audit effectiveness and efficiency. They are used for financial management, or they focus on manual audited procedures. Not really. They do not use manual. It is called computer aided audit techniques for a reason there. You know. So basically in this area what they are actually doing is they cannot replace the auditors. Even computer aided audit techniques is basically when the audit significance and improves audit effectiveness. Matlab the auditor will use this particular machine CAAT to observe the data for further deviations. Okay. Because when we talk about the entire area of accounting, it is based upon the proof. If you have a proper proof, then it is considered. If it is not having a proper proof, then it is not considered. So in terms of computer aided audit techniques, when they are when the auditors are having a word with the staff members, they are trying to collect the as much of information as possible regarding the organization which they are looking at. So this is really important. So they what they do is through CAAT, they are reviewing the organization externally from different points. So CAATs really help in case the organization is looking forward towards any of the further instability. What are the incidental objectives of auditing? Incidental means additional. Is it detection and prevention of errors and frauds, maximizing profits, or market research, or employee satisfaction? Nobody is happy when you keep on looking at them. Your observation power can definitely poke people that why is this particular person looking at me so much. So basically in terms of the auditing, a particular person will not find it as a motivation until unless there is a motivational speech for them. So basically motivational portion which makes them feel keen, this is something I need to understand. So motivation and employee satisfaction, they all fall in the same category. Then detection and prevention of frauds. When we talk about detection and prevention of frauds, under this, first of all, whenever a particular person does something, then what will happen? You will have to report their flaws. No? You will have to report it to the people ultimately. So this is a requirement to detect and then prevent the errors along with the frauds, because it is super important that the organization is providing a conclusive proof, right? Done everyone? So in this case, the correct answer is going to be ancillary, is only this. Done. Then comes what are some inherent limitations of auditing. Inherent means something which cannot be removed. It is always there. These are something which are always existing in this specific area. It just doesn't go. So those are called inherent limitations, everyone. When I'm trying to describe the inherent limitations, what are those? Auditors' response dependence on the explanation by others, non-monetary facts may not exhibit the true exhibition. Both can uh, check each other every each and every transaction, and then both A and B under audit. Even if you want, you cannot check all the transactions. The organization would have prepared their books of accounts over a period of good number of years and then good number of months. Then you just have to check it in a very limited period of time. So practically this is not possible, but yes, A and B is definitely possible. The answer is D. That is both A and B is the correct answer. Then how does risk-based internal auditing RBIA linked in international auditing to organization's overall framework? How is RBI trying to link itself to the internal auditing to organizational frameworks? They are basically doing it by maximizing profits, by facilitating rapid changes in business conditions, by focusing on the regulatory compliance, or by aligning with the company organization's risk management framework. Risk management doesn't mean that you are eradicating the risk. You are just trying to reduce it, is the difference. ठीक है. Now, the particular point regarding this is what they do is when we are talking about the RBI link with internal auditing, they are limited towards the area of aligning the organizational risk with the management framework. How does the management work? And according to this, the risk would come to the organization. Okay? That's one of the things that more risk you take, you bigger risk taker you become, then obviously things get more and more tougher. So that's one of the basic things that happen. So when we talk about the risk management framework, they're just trying to reduce their risk to the maximum level. Then comes what is the guidance note for RBIA or RBS state regarding the role of the audit function in banks, maximizing profits through risk management, providing high quality counsel on regulatory compliance, facilitating rapid changes in business conditions, and proactively identifying new risks and ensuring effective internal control. Everyone, what is the correct answer in this case? When we talk about the guidance node of RBI on RBIA or RES, what they're exactly trying to do is they are trying to develop, they're practically looking forward towards effective ways of having internal control. When you are looking at the different kinds of threats, ki, haan, this kind of threat also exists, this kind of threat also exists. When you have the series of threats which you know about, that is how you will take it now. If you have no idea about the what kind of threats you are facing, how will you answer it? How will you mitigate that particular threat? You will have to know what exactly are the fears that you are facing, right? Now comes the next point. What is the primary role of head of internal audit in banks governance and internal framework? What is the primary role of head of internal auditor? Maximizing shareholder wealth, ensuring compliance with industry standards, and providing high quality quality counsel to management, and then is facilitating rapid changes in the business conditions. So what is it that we are talking about? The area of head of internal audit in a bank governance. Bank governance means how the banks are working. Obviously, businessman has a different way of working and the bankers have a separately different way of working. है ना? So in this case, what will happen? The primary work of the internal auditor is to make sure that you provide a high quality counsel to the management, because you are making sure that the organization is reviewing everything whatever they are dealing with. So basically, high quality counsel can see that the organization is maintaining the books of accounts properly, they are sharing it, then they are open for renewal and the questions are being asked to them. So all these things are really important. Now the council will make sure that everything which is happening is reviewed. Internal auditor is way better than the external auditor, because external auditor can raise multiple questions, internal auditor can get a few things sorted itself. So that's the beauty of the internal auditors, but those internal auditors has to be reviewed, right? So when we talk about this area, it is done to provide high quality counsel to management, because this particular person who has worked in multiple areas and that too at a very high position, then he is capable of dealing with any kind of working which is further there. Then how long is the head of the internal audit recommended to be appointed according to RBI instructions? Then when we talk about minimum of 1 year, minimum of 2 year, minimum of 3 year, minimum of 5 years, what is the time, everyone? Then minimum 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or 5 years. When we talk about HI recommendation, then the recommendation is given for a minimum period of 3 years. That particular person whose name has been recommended will stay at that position. Now let's look at the next question. Why is professional competence, knowledge, and experience deemed essential? Professional competence is important because then you can find out the mistakes very easily, and then we can have the second part is knowledge should be always to the point, and what is the latest knowledge is required for the examinations there. And then deemed essential in the internal auditors in a bank. Then is it to respond rapid changes in business conditions? Then we need to facilitate business conditions. And then second one is I can feel to comply with legal and regulatory framework to maximize the effectiveness of the internal audit function, or to maximize the shareholder with. Then everyone, what would be the answer? We're talking about IA. Then everyone, in this case, what would be the answer? We're talking about professional competence, we're talking about the knowledge and as well as experience. In this case, the correct answer is going to be to ensure the effectiveness. Effectiveness means the completion of the target. Done, everyone? Now, in this case, the correct answer is to ensure the effectiveness. When we talk about the audit now, in terms of professional competence, it is very, very important that you have an internal audit. Internal auditor will see the books of accounts, he will raise questions, he will solve the problems, he will definitely write it about it in its report, but the same will also be given to the statutory auditor as well, as an information ki so and so information was found, and then they have improved it further. But this thing really happens that this particular experience really helps you to understand things more deeply. Then, in case of outsourcing expertise of the for the internal audit function, what conditions must be met to address any conflict? If you're looking at the conflict, then no need to address conflict of the interest, that is just not done. Assurance to the audit committee, to the of board, or independence of from regular internal audit function, or relinquishing the ownership of audit reports. So when we talk about the entire area of the audit reports there, the most important thing is to assurance to the audit committee, to the board. This committee has been appointed by the board itself, and then they will decide whether this organization is going to have one specific audit committee, or who is going to be the auditor there, and how internal auditing thing would work. What is the stance on the outsourcing of internal audit function? Think about it, everyone. If I talk about internal audit function, that means the internal auditor will go to your certain branches, they will review all the working there, they will do the cash audit, and they will do everything there, you know. So that particular person is doing it. So when he comes to the office, he has the information which is there um, in terms of the organization is required. Now the point is, if this vital information goes to anywhere else, so then what will we do? So technically, whenever you are looking forward towards internal audit, the particular person should be always the person who is within the reach of the organization. That when the organization is thinking that there is something that is going on in the business, then what you do is you are keeping your enemy in front of you. So in this case, this is one of the basic things that you always keep your enemy in front of you. So if there are chances of having frauds and any of these situations, then why to keep the particular things far away from you, right? So now this is about they are prohibiting. They do not allow any internal auditor to be an external person. He has to be someone who's from the organization itself. Okay? That is prohibited, not allowed. Now, what areas are typically covered by concurrent auditors in their examinations? So when we think about the concurrent auditors, concurrent audit matlab the entire working of the accounting is going on, and at the same time the checking is also going on. That is why we call it concurrent. Then it is year-end audit preparations or maximizing the cash balance changes, or compliance with marketing strategies, or compliance with the KYC norms, loan disbursements, then revenue decreases, etc. So in this case, what would be the answer? If they are looking forward towards daily transactions, then it is very important to go through the KYC norms. It is very important to disperse the loans, and how, on what basis are they disposing the loans, and then what are the revenue leakages, right? So when we're talking about compliance with KYC and all, this is basically when the entire working is managed in certain way, that whatever the internal auditor will say, that particular part would be improved further, so that whenever the final auditor will come, the chances of having queries and other problems will decline. Concurrent auditor has to go to the company every single month, and they have to review the books of accounts. The journal can be reviewed only if you have a specific ledger going on where you are writing those particular things. Then everyone, so in this case the correct answer was D again, that is compliance with the KYC norms. Okay, so that's it for the day, everyone. But before I end my session, I hope you have reviewed our Mahapack 2.0. When I'm talking about the Mahapack 2.0, it is such a an interesting point of view to prepare for the examination. What we are looking forward to in on our website, what you need to do is you have to go on to our website, that is www. You have to go on to the www.adda247.com, and on this specific website you will find 1100 hours of online classes. You will receive the bilingual batch as well as the English medium batch. You will receive all the classes. You will also get ebooks. You will also get test series. You will also get videos of the previous batches which have ended. Then all you need to do is click on the area of buy now, use the code Y541, uh, and you will get, if I apply Y541, you will get 78% discount, which is again a considerable amount of discount. You can purchase our particular done, everyone. So what is it we are including? English medium as well as the bilingual, the present batches, future batches, and the past batches, all are covered in this 10 plus hours of mini marathon, 5 plus hours of Maha marathon, everything available under one Mahapack. So go ahead and check it out. Mahapack is basically a position where you are thinking about clearing JIB and then moving on to CIB. If your thought process is clear that this is how you want to have your career advancement opportunity, then go ahead and check it out on our website, on our app for further details, everyone.